running? Okay. Go, 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 go! Before the Wicked Witch of the West gets you. Alright, guys. Well, I can't say I didn't like the first Wicked movie, because I actually enjoyed it. I didn't mind the movie at all. However, I'm very skeptical going into this one. Is that me, or is my camera a little off to the side? It might be me. I'm just gonna edit it in production. Who gives a fuck? I'm skeptical going into this one because I heard it was just okay. And because I was genuinely shocked of how good the first one was, I expect a fucking finale. I expect a banger finale to that first one. Because like I said, I was super shocked. I gave it the Golden TV. I came out really pleased with that film. And if I didn't, I wouldn't have saw this movie. So I expect a really good finale. Now, I heard this movie is a little darker than the first one. It's darker toned. It's it's dark. And when I heard that, most people would worry. For me, I'm all up for it. I don't mind that. I think it's a dark story to tell, and I like darker movies. And I don't know. I know it's a kids movie overall, so it's not gonna be like fucking dark, but yeah, I just want to be satisfied. I want to have a good conclusion in this movie, so hopefully it's good. But only one way to find out. So let's go to the movie theater and watch Wicked for good. Dun, 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 dun. Oh god, this place is literally like a fucking ice rink, guys. I'm not even kidding you. But we're here to see Wicked for good, so hopefully it's good. I have high hopes, but I also very skeptical, so I'm going in with an open mind. Hopefully it's good. I didn't do an out of theater reaction like little video, and I apologize. The sweetest old lady came up to me asking me to help her to the driveway to her car because that whole area was like all fucked up. It was full of ice, totally on theater for that. I don't know who ices their place, but what did I think of Wicked for good? A little underwhelming. Is it a satisfying enough conclusion though? Yeah, I'd say so. I expected a little more from it, but it was okay. Let's talk about it. Well, that was Wicked for good. And it was okay. I didn't like it as much as the first, but I still liked it. And that says a lot, because I don't like musicals. I will say the performances in here were top-notch. They were way better than the first, by far. Cynthia, whatever the fuck her name is, I don't know, weird. She did a really good job. She continued to do a really good job in the first. Her vocals, dude, chills all over my body every fucking time she hits the high note. Ariana Grande actually did a better performance in here. Even though you really, towards like the middle of the film, you don't really like her that much. Then towards the end, you know, you can like sympathize with her because she was forced to corruption, if that makes sense. And that's where my main gripe is. This movie's a little more convoluted than the first one. And it was kind of hard to follow. During the film, multiple times, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, how the fuck are they going to get through this? Like, how are they going to wrap all these storylines up? And they did it. They did it. But I just didn't know where it could go. And maybe that's the thrill for some people. But for me, it just got a little convoluted and confusing. And another issue I have with it is it kind of villainizes a lot of these lovable characters from the original movie. I mean, if you like just the Wicked storyline, then it's whatever. But if you're a fan of that original Wizard of Oz movie, I mean, you'll be a little weirded out by it, but you'd be open, I'm pretty sure. The Tin Man in here, really cool. I thought the guy went all out. Dude, is literally like a horror movie in here. I can see it does have a darker tone. It's not fucking dark. Not as dark as people said it was, in my opinion. Which, I kind of expected, but there were some dark elements. Um, for shock value, there was this one scene which makes sense, and I forgot it happened because if you really think about it, the original Wizard of Oz is kind of dark in that way because one of the ladies, Elphaba's sister, she fucking dies by a house falling on top of her, and they actually like showed it in here. Well, they didn't show it, but they showed like the house falling onto the ground on top of the person. I mean, you're not gonna get like fucking gore or blood or anything, but I'm just thinking like, oh god, that was dark. I'm like, oh yeah, that happened in the original. That's where the red boots came from or whatever, the red shoes. And I don't know, that was kind of cool. There are a ton of Easter eggs and stuff like that, references to the Wizard of Oz. In fact, the event of Wizard of Oz happens during this. And the reason why I say they're kind of villainizing it is because Tin Man is like so rageful in here, and the Cowardly Lion, and they make them into like misled characters. And that really just didn't sit well. That's not with like what the Wizard of Oz is supposed to be, in my opinion. It was such a different take on them where it just didn't sit well. But I'm open completely to like the Wicked Witch being a good person. But what I would have preferred is how she was a good person. Let's say that in the Wicked storyline. Let's just say if I created Wicked, like she ended up becoming a good person and she had a good relationship with the princess and stuff like that. And how would she get corrupt? And how they do it in this, it's weird. They make the Wizard of Oz the villain, kind of, in this whole story. And maybe it's like a foreshadowy thing because, you know, Elphaba was the reason why they changed. And maybe that is. Because this movie is a little more emotional than the first, I'd say. Like I said, the performances are better. All the way. Oh god, there was this one scene with Elphaba and the flying monkeys. So cool visuals in here. Really well done. The set pieces are really cool. They're similar to the first, but it feels new and refreshed. I really like how they continue the story. It feels like it's still, you know, these films were definitely filmed back to back. And they did end up knowing what they were going to do by the end of the story. It didn't feel like they didn't know where they were going. I just, as a viewer, me who doesn't really know of the Wicked musical, me only being a Wizard of Oz fan, going into this, I just didn't know where they were going to take it. And, you know, by the end, they got me. They really did. I was like, oh shit, okay, well they actually resolved all this in a very satisfactory way. Yeah, I'm just shocked because Ariana Grande in this one wasn't horrendous. Because I don't know if I mentioned this in my last one, in the first Wicked, but yeah, I did not like her character at all in the first. But in here, she's a little more. Her acting's a lot better, and her singing, although she can be very high to the point where it kind of takes you out of the moment, her vocals, pretty good. I was shocked. I was like, okay, you're not going like the you know what I mean? It doesn't. Yeah, see, Dee Dee even hated that sound, right, Dee Dee? Who's a good kitty? Sorry, it's my fucking cat. She's laying on my bed. But I mean, it's just, I don't know. She had control over her voice instead of just going like all the way up, you know. But really liked the Scarecrow. You don't really get to see Dorothy. You don't even see her face. So it doesn't even. Why did they pick an actress for it that was like famous? I don't get that. So overall, I think this movie was pretty good, and it did end in a satisfying way. Really like the Scarecrow character. Again, wow. They did really good on him. They did a really good job of like foreshadowing in the first movie too. And I didn't expect the guy who's Tin Man, I won't spoil it, to be Tin Man. That was kind of weird. I was like, oh shit, that is a little dark. I was like, damn, wow, okay. So, yeah, great performances in here. The musical numbers aren't as memorable as the first. I only remember like one or two songs from here, so that's unfortunate. Um, I really appreciate the visuals and everything we did with this movie. It's just not as strong as the first. It's still a good movie. It's just something I wouldn't want to watch on repeat here and there. If I watched the first Wicked beforehand, which I probably should, I don't know why I just go straight into this one. But if that were the case, I'd probably just pass. I'd have to watch the first one in order to continue the story, because otherwise this one just is kind of all over the place, but ends on a satisfying note. So with that out of the way, I don't think it's golden TV material, unfortunately. I'm not the biggest fan of musicals. I'm really not. And I'm shocked myself I gave the first one a golden TV. That was like, it barely made it. But I gotta give this one the bronze TV. And it's still a good movie. It is a high rating on the bronze TV scale. Like, I still recommend this movie if you're a Wizard of Oz or Wicked fan, or a musical fan in general. I think there's a lot of fun to have here. If you're gonna bring your family to the movie night and you got like two daughters or a daughter or something like that, you're gonna have a good time. Or a daughter and a son, it really doesn't matter. This movie is made for not just kids but for fans, adult fans that grew up and watched the original. And I remember watching, the original Wizard of Oz with my mom when I was little, and I just, going back into the world was such a cool experience. So, Wicked for Good and Wicked Part 1 was pretty damn good movies. They're pretty solid altogether. So, I hope they don't make a third, which I don't know where the fuck they'd go if they did. But for a duology, what do you want to call it? A duo trilogy. We're gonna do that. Solid. It's pretty solid. So, all right, guys. Well, that's it. That's my Wicked review, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.